Every great creative work stands on the shoulders of giants. Welcome to RetroInspection, where we examine and find out where the things we love today came from.
Harlan Ellison's I Have No Mouth and I Must Scream, written in 1967, won a Hugo Award in 1968 for science fiction, and Harlan himself claimed that it was the most published story other than the Bible up to that point. What are your thoughts?
It may vary, it depends on how he counts, but okay, because I know Mickey Spillane's I, the Jury, is to the best information I have, outsold the Bible. So if he's talking about most reprinted, included in anthologies and stuff, and certainly for schools and things, 100%. Yeah. This is in a whole bunch of textbooks, or at least probably would have been until the last 10 years or so.
Yeah, I'm not sure about any of that. Harlan liked to claim a lot of things. He was quite good at being a gadfly in Hollywood.
He was a carny at his heart, and had been one in reality. So there's a lot of Corman-esque ballyhoo in this. Yeah.
Well, I know I enjoyed this story quite a bit, but I also know that I enjoy his essays more than I enjoyed his fiction.
Yes, I would say that I'm more for his nonfiction than his fiction. I think his only novel might be Spider Baby, and I haven't read that.
No, he had like 20 novels.
Oh, okay, because I know him mainly as a short story writer.
Yeah, I many of which might be considered novellas today. I'm not sure, but we're all hoping for reprints and what have you. I know that his literary trust is looking to find a new publisher, I believe.
Yeah, I think because I think Open Road had the rights for years and years, and they put out a lot. I've got a lot of those. I've got a lot of whatever the heck Open Road put out.
So where else would people know Harlan from?
Depending upon when you were watching television, extremely prolific TV writer. He did everything. I think, I'm pretty sure he did a Gunsmoke, at least one Bonanza, possibly more than one. I know he did 3 Burke's Laws. I know he did a Guns of Will Sonnet, obviously Star Trek. The Star Lost series was produced in Canada in the early 70s.
Star Trek.
Star Trek, well, yes, City on the Edge of Forever, but also
which is regarded as the greatest Star Trek episode of all time, right?
Depends on who you ask, but yes, that is the consensus.
And if you asked Harlan, what would he say?
I would imagine he would say it absolutely was, or he would say it was in its original form, not its. He would probably use the word bowdlerized. Would probably be. God, I probably mispronounced that. It would probably be the nicest word he would use. Mutilated would probably be the word he would use to describe the final product that emerged onto TV screens.
Either way, because I've read his book regarding the subject,
so
and I read that screenplay. His screenplay is masterful. The episode as it came out is wonderful too. I regard it as my most favorite Star Trek of all time. But in terms of this short story, what do you think of it?
Well, okay, what I will say is that, like a lot of his fiction, it is not for me. It's just a matter of preference. No judgment is intended on the quality, so it's everybody can forego that in the comments. It is a horror story in science fiction drag more than more. It's not a straight science fiction. And of course, he hated the term science fiction. He preferred the term speculative fiction. There's certainly a case to be made for that usage. So if I think about it as a horror story, I consider it much more effective. There are some peculiar details of it, that are probably related to the time in which it is produced. There are things you look at something from 1967, a lot of the time from the distance of 2024, and you're like, Yeah, boy, I don't know. That's, I mean, yeah.
Like, subscribe, repost, share everywhere. To see what else we're up to, visit xynobooks.com, xenobooks.com.